Stop chasing the yes. Get your clients to say no to you. Yes, you heard that right. Traditionally, we're trained to get a product, get a service, put it in front of the client and push. What happens is the client goes defensive instinctively. Your goal is to take an assumption so extreme or so true and you place it in front of the client that the client is forced to say no. For example, often clients come to me, they want to do a 1-day or a 2-day standalone workshop. Okay, now I want to do a long journey with coaching and projects built in. Why? One, of course, selfish. It means more money. But if I remove the selfish angle to it, then there's also a lot of learning. Learning doesn't just change in a day. Habits don't change overnight. It takes time. It takes about 90 days is what I've seen for some changes to be made. Now, typically I would go into a client call or client meeting saying, these are the merits of doing a long journey. These are the demerits of doing just a 2-day training program. And of late, I've seen what's beginning to work more and more for me is if I do something like this. If I go to my client and if I say, well, you want to do a 2-day workshop, great. The industry standards, as we all know, is that only 10%, if you're lucky, of the learning, assuming that you've got great content, great facilitation, but only 10% of the learning transfers back to the workplace. So if you get great feedback, I am assuming that you're okay with the transfer of learning being minimum or minimal to the workplace. And what happens? The client instantly, oh, no, that's not the case. And then that just lays out the path for me of how I can put forward my pitch. All right. So why is this important? This is important. Why does this work? This works because number one, when you're getting the client to say no, you're making the client feel secure, feel in control. And also if there are any underlying assumption, maybe the client says, yeah, I'm okay with that. It's quite possible. So if there are any underlying assumptions, then those assumptions get surfaced. The client might say, no, that's not the case, but, and then you have a bigger picture, more to play around with. So don't run from the no, lean into the no. Stop being desperate, take control. DM me if you want a complete rundown of the framework of the inverted assumption.